when they get ready to do the reset into the B system, from this system we're in into the B system, anybody that doesn't go along with a narrative are going to be considered enemies. And they're going to get rid of those enemies somehow. Maybe they might lock them up first and then start disappearing them. They're going to be considered enemies to the new world. And they're because there's going to be many, many people that are going to be for this system. They're going to promise there's not going to be no poverty. They're going to promise that it's going to be free health care. You'll own nothing and be happy, but you'll have everything you need, basically. So anybody that's against this, which is going to include a mark, we know that. It's going to include putting something on your body that's irreversible. And anybody that's against that is going to be considered an enemy. Why wouldn't you want free healthcare, free food, free this, free that for everyone? And they're going to talk about it like it's something really good. And it might start off good, but it's going to be horrible. It's going to be horrible. The Bible says that it's going to come a time where a whole day's of work is going to give you just one loaf of bread. One loaf of bread is going to be worth one whole day's of work. We already seeing the prices of gas coming up. With this war, they want, it's a war for our resources, and they want, gas is going to continue to go up. Next is going to be food. It's like, I've seen, and I don't want to screen record it and try it again, because they every time I try to do that, they take it down. But this guy, he's of a certain identity that we can't talk about, we can't say, we can't mention, but he's against those people at the same time. Like, he's not one of them, but he's of that ethnic group. And he was saying that his own people, they know that COVID 2.0 is coming, and that it's going to involve lockdowns, but they're going to disguise it as gas is unaffordable, so it's better for you. They're going to convince people that it's better that they don't leave their house as much. And then, now there can't be flights as much, so they want people confined so they can do this reset. So people be just so in their own little world that they can't, by the time they do this reset, like, there's nothing that can be done. And there's people that, well, what are we going to do about this? There's no point, because this is God's plan. Like, we're already so far into this labor. The baby's about to come, but there's nothing to be in fear for. It's time to get your house in order. I can't say that enough. Like, get your house in order. Make sure that if there's anyone in your family that hasn't heard the gospel or is not saved, that you just talk to them. And if they don't want to receive it, pray for them. At least it won't be on you. Like, you gave it your all. You tried your all. This is one calling, being a watchman in these times. You don't want to fail this one, because you don't want that blood being in your hands, knowing what's fixing to take place.
First and foremost, before we get started, I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash, and double honors to those great millstone, while unto truth, and also to those elect that are scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom. Come back here today with another great and powerful lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And the type of day lesson is, a reset is coming. So I like to say Shalom to all our listeners and learners. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So we'll start here first in the book of Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the words at my mouth and give them warning from me. So that's exactly what the lady been saying in the video, that we constantly been warning you about. We've been warning you about this reset. Also, we've been warning you about this pandemic 2.0, which in fact we already knowing that it's they're already talking about these energy lockdowns. You know, we already knowing this is all by design. We know that Satan is trying to get that advantage, bring forth this new system, this beast system. You know, a lot of key points that she was bringing out. And also, she was saying that, you know, that they're gonna bring it, they're gonna entice you. It's gonna sound very trending. You know, some people that really don't know what's going on, they're gonna jump right aboard. They're gonna come with this universal basic income. We've been warning you about that. To offset this economic collapse, what is coming. And also, she quoted, I think, in Revelation chapter 6, I think around verse 6, that a loaf of bread will be a day's wage. But we already know that we're coming upon famine. Food shortage. Rolling blackouts, no internet, poverty. Starvation. A lot of things is coming. Cannibalism. A lot of things is coming. Robbing, stealing, raping. We constantly warning these things left and right. And also you say, she don't want the blood. Say, hey, you don't want that blood on your hand. It's talking about these prophets. Which in fact we don't want the blood on our hand. Once we present the evidence, it's gonna go to who it's supposed to go to, which in fact is the elect. The elect has attained, and the rest was blinded. So we really don't give it. All we must do is keep blowing the trumpet. Because the Lord is, He's gonna do the rest. He's gonna wake up His elect. And they will be sealed. So that's where we at right now. Let's read this once again in the NLT. It says, Son of man, so I have appointed you as a watchman for Israel. So whenever you receive a message, say, from me, warn people immediately. And out about it, we are the mouthpiece of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. That's exactly what we're supposed to be doing. Keep it not silent. Lift up your voice like a trumpet. Spare none. That's exactly what we're supposed to be doing. And one thing about it is that we see it right now. A lot of people are not speaking out about what's getting ready to happen. So she was saying that the baby is about to be birthed. So we are in the birth pain. We know that everything is getting ready to be fulfilled. Everything is getting ready to happen. These prophecy, the signs of the time. These things are right before our eyes. And also, in the video, you will own nothing and be happy. The lady was on point, and then she was talking about them J-double-O's, on the slick side, so we seeing right now that, this one that you can't get wrong. It's one prophecy you can't get wrong. Revelation chapter 13, she mentioned about a mark, will go somewhere on your body, in your right hand, on your forehead. That's why the Lord said a watchman to warn you of all these impending dangers, And one thing about it, we're so very close. So, we're hearing rumors of wars, We already know about, it's going to come a food shortage, energy shortage, like gas prices going up, food prices going up, hyperinflation. These things are right here, right before the end of the dollar. We very close to all these things are happening right before our eyes. So we know that the sown places get ready to be unsown. So let's start back up once again. Let's read verse 17 again. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the words at my mouth, the prophets, and saying, give them warning from me. From who? From Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Verse 18. So when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. So one thing about it, if you know something, say something. If you're a so-called man of the Lord, because we don't want that smoke, we don't want that blood on our hand. The Lord will destroy you. You know what I'm saying? What are you holding back for? You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, hey, don't worry about them, how they are looking, or how they are acting, or if you're afraid or whatever like that. Then the Lord, the Spirit is not on you. The Lord already got men around the world, speaking the same thing in different languages, different nationalities, backgrounds, The Lord's got us all over the world, so we were scattered in all nations, We were scattered, across the four corners of the earth. So we put it like that. So we're seeing right now, a lot of people, have blood on their hand, which in fact, Pastor Pork Chop, Reverend Lowdown, No, not telling you about the mark, not telling you about this great economic collapse, not telling you will own nothing, be happy. None of that shit. They ain't telling you none of that. Universal basic income. What is that? That's something to eat, So that's how sleep our people here, especially so-called church people, you know what I'm saying? In these harlot house, they don't know a damn thing. And one thing about it, that when all this hell break loose, they're gonna be bugged out of their mind, and a lot of them gonna starve to death, and also a lot of them gonna be taken in a lot of them gonna be taken in a great number. Let's see here, verse 19 said, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. So that's exactly what we doing. We try to get delivered. You know what I'm saying? When we present this word to you, you know what I'm saying? If it don't resonate with you, then we moving on. And one thing about the election, hesitated, and the rest was blinded. So that's exactly what we constantly warning you about, left and right. It's time to get your house in order, because the Lord is getting ready to bring forth judgment like you have never seen before. And also, we are in the birth pain. And also, we knowing that all hell is getting ready to break loose. Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, the MOTB. Even though we sound like a broken record, but these are the times that we're living in. And one thing about it, we're gonna keep repeating it over and over, because when it comes, you were well warned. And one thing about it, we don't want that blood on our hand. That's why the Lord set up watchmen, his prophets, his mouthpiece in the highways and byways, making these video pistols, constantly warning you all these impending dangers that is fast approaching. It's time to seek the Lord. Psalm chapter 64 and verse 2 said, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, said, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Verse 3 said, so who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, to even bitter words. So verse 4 said that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. We'll stop it right there. So that's where we at, man. We seeing, man, that they you know what I'm saying, they get ready to put it into place. You know what I'm saying? That's why right there you would go to verse 2 and say, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. That's what we want the Lord to do. Put us in that secret place, hide us, when this time of trouble comes, and keep us, sustain us, you know what I'm saying? They set in the stage, you know what I'm saying? We already know that the devil's getting ready to fill his belly, you know what I'm saying? Just hitting a few key points there. Let's get to verse 6, we get to the meat now. It says here, the points, we get to the points now. Verse 5, it says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune in laying snare privately. They say, who shall see them? So that's exactly what they're doing, left and right. We're seeing right now that the wicked is plotting against the just each and every day. Their military, their technology, and also this new system that they're putting into place right before our eyes. Digital system, you know what I'm saying? Surveillance under the skin. We'll put it like that. They're getting ready to bring, this world, you understand what I'm saying? So we got to be careful what we say now. But I really don't care. NWO, so verse 6 said, they search out iniquity. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thoughts of every one of them. And the heart is deep. So they talking about, that this is what they're doing. They done sought this out for some time, you know what I'm saying, to bring everything under one order here. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it with our own eyes. So they're doing a diligent search. So now they'll get ready to roll it out. We've seen it happening, could be within weeks or months. We know this is going to happen 2026, but they were saying by 2030. But we already knowing that, they rolling it out at clock speed, because he knowing that he has but a short time. We knowing that the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. You know what I'm saying? So we seeing now that he's getting ready to bring forth this, this NWO. That's where we at right now. It says here, verse 7 said, but the Almighty shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. It said, verse 8 said, so they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. So all that see them shall flee away. So that's the point we at right now. So we seeing right now the Lord's making their tongue fall upon themselves. So seeing that video, the lady was saying that this JOO, was speaking out about the rest of them. And somebody he was not a part of. They all in it together. He just, that's what the Lord calling them to do that. The Lord is making Esau bear, and also we seeing that shameful spirit is upon his glory. So I think I've seen a video whereby some of these JOOs, these small hatters, was in I think it was Guatemala, and they was spitting on them and telling them to get the hell out of their country. So we already know that at some point they're going all around the world. The Lord, what I'm saying, get ready to cast this man down. Everyone is finding out that these are the the not J's. So we're here, man. So we're seeing now that they get ready to bring forth this reset. So they get ready to bring forth a new society whereby they want total control. So now let's go to this one here. Let's go here to Second Esdras. No, let's go here to Revelation chapter 6. Let's go here. Revelation chapter 6. When she said about a loaf of bread for a day's wages. So let's get that right quick. Revelation chapter, she had quoted it. I just get us through the spirit. I picked up on it. Let's go here. Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4 said, and there went out another horse that was red, the so-called white man. It said, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. So, what I'm saying, we already know that sword was his blessing. We already know that the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. So right now, for a short season, also we know this man is getting ready to use that sword in a big way to bring forth this new beast system, where they want total control, have you on surveillance 24 hours a day. You already know his greatest sword is the ICBM missile. We know at some point that those missiles are going to fly. Things are going to get ready to go nuclear, but not before the implementation of that MOTB. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at right now. Verse 5, it said, and when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. He said, and I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of banners in his hand. So the black horse represents what? Famine, pestilence, great economic collapse. That's where we at. That's that reset that is coming. A great crashing in the hill. They shall throw their money into the street, their silver and their gold. Shall not, deliver them in the day of trouble. So it's going to be pretty much worthless. So that's where we at right now. We're coming upon that great economic collapse. Now, this the point right here. This is what she was quoted right here. It say, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. So right here, it's describing the, what I'm saying, 3 loaves, what I'm saying, barley, it would cost a day pay. So let's read it in the NLT so you can get a little bit more understanding. It said, verse 6 in the NLT, it said, I heard a voice from among the 4 living beings say, a loaf of wheat bread or a three loaves of barley will cost a day pay. So, and don't waste the olive oil and the wine. So right here, it's going to show you that it's going to be such a great famine. It's going to be food shortage. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lack of resource and great tribulation. It's going to cause, what you normally get something very cheap. It's going to be very, 1 loaf of bread will cost a whole day pay because it's going to be a great shortage, food shortage. You know what I'm saying? Starvation is going to set in. A lot of things get ready to happen. Economic collapse. You know what I'm saying? No resources. You know what I'm saying? No money, no water, no clothing, no housing. These things are coming. It said, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. It's talking about the elect. So in that time of trouble, the Lord said, my servants shall eat, they shall be hungry. My servants shall drink, they shall be thirsty. So that's where we at right now. So we constantly seeing that reset is slowly coming, full circle. We're here. Let's go to this one here in 2nd Esdras chapter 15. Just a quick lesson through the spirit. And once again, I hope that you will get edified. Let's go to 15, and we'll go to 14, and we'll close out. Let's go here. It says here, and we might get one more. Let's see. Let's go here. Because this is where we're at. They're setting the stage for this right here. Civil unrest, civil war, uproars of the people, sedition, rioting, looting, you know what I'm saying, raping, you know, killing. All these things are getting ready to come into play. That's what we're constantly warning you about. You know, and hey, we're here, man. You will own nothing and be happy. Well, these lockdowns are coming. We telling you left and right. Man shall desire going to sin. We goes over these things left and right. It is here. It is at the door. It's obvious and clear that we're here. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 15 said, "For the sword in their destruction draws nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another." And swords in their hands. It's talking about the modern day sword is the gun, all sorts of weaponry. So this is describing of what civil unrest or civil war. That's what we're coming into. You know, we seeing that it's going to be kill or be killed. You know, people is going to be in survival mode. You know what I'm saying? This is just like on the other video. A lot of men of the Lord been putting it out. You know, this is going to be your worst nightmare. Verse 16 said, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So right here, describe, there's going to be a lot of rioting, protesting, uproars of the people. You know what I'm saying? Civil unrest. You know what I'm saying? A lot of what? Robbing, stealing, and killing, and raping. These things are coming a lawless time. And it says they would not regard what law enforcement. They're not going to regard the military. They're not going to regard government officials. And also they're not going to regard each other. And their actions shall stand in their power. So that's where we at right now. Verse 17 says, "Amen." We're very close to that. Verse 17 says, "A man shall desire to go in a city and shall not be able." So one thing about it, because of the lockdown, because of what? The reset, the great economic collapse. And one thing about it, we seeing that now that's coming out. They already have these ICE agents at these airports restricting your travel. Also they already saying that they get ready to come with this next pandemic, these energy lockdown, whereby they want you confined to your house. You will own nothing and be happy. So these checkpoints, all these things are getting ready to come into play. That's exactly what we want you. It's going to be dealing with your biometrics. They get ready to make you the internet of bodies. We put it like that. Verse 18 said, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. It said, the houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid." They're going to be very afraid, very, very afraid when this time come upon them. A lot of men going to be travailing like a woman with child. These things are happening. They're going to be happening right before that. What are we going to do? How I'm going to eat? Jesus will not help you in that time of trouble. You do not know the true names of the Heavenly Father, which in fact Yahweh is the Father's name. He is and He exists. And our Lord and Savior and our great deliverer, not Yah, not Jeebus Cross, not Yahweh, your Yahweh, whatever what they say, you know what I'm saying? That mean that He say He deliver. Yahweh Shah Mashiach, so that's where we at right now. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, He's the only one. If you're a part of the election, they're going to be invading one another. Going to be like what wild men. Everybody going to be in a survival mode, beast mode, trying to survive. Just wait when people get very, very hungry, hadn't eaten in days, thirsty, hungry, tired, sick. Oh man, we coming, man. They're setting the stage. This devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. Verse 19 says, "A man shall a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because the lack of bread and great tribulation." So that's where we're at. That key word there, no pity upon his neighbor. So, your neighbor's going to be your worst nightmare. Your friend, your family will be your worst nightmare. People going to be turning on people left and right, backstabbing left and right. Man, I'm sorry, man, I had to eat. So I'm sorry you're going to get put to death. I had to tell them. I had to let them know. I had to do it. But guess what? Because, they're part of the 2/3 club. They're going to be cut off and die on this side. On the election, which in fact is the house of David, the true believers, is the only one that's going to make it out on this side. Hey, man, we cannot wait. Trust and believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. Hey, we got to get your house in order, man. Got to get your house in order. She said that also. Let's get that right quick. We're just going to reading down, just hitting these scriptures, man. That's it, man. Hey, man, we're very close, man. Our salvation out the door in peace and blessing. hoping and praying that we all, we get delivered, man. If we're part of the Hope Elect, man, keep praying, keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Keep believing, man. That's where we at. 2nd Ezra chapter 14 and verse 13 said, Now therefore set thy house in order and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble. And now renounce corruption. So we got to set our house in order. Examine ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Get your mind right. Get up your loins. We coming to punish time. And said, reprove thy people. That's what we trying to. That's what we doing each and every day. Say, comfort such of them that be in trouble. Hey, let them know. Hey, baby, the trouble is coming. But you got comfort with these scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of time. And now renounce corruption. That's exactly what we're doing. Get the hell out of it. Man, let go of that wickedness, man. It's time to seek the Lord. Verse 14 said, Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. Got to do it, baby. Verse 15 said, And set aside the thought that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. That's, man, well, I'm telling you, man, we ready to get the hell up out of here, man. The Lord shortened the days, Lord. How long, O Lord? Verse 16 said, For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. It's going to be a time of trouble that we have never seen before. So we coming upon that time. Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, World War III, the last and final war before the great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Verse 17 said, For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. Verse 18 said, For the time is fled far away, and leasing or lying is hard at hand. Said, For now hasten the vision, the prophecies, the signs of the time to come, which thou hast seen. Man, that's where we at right now. So at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, it shall surely come. So now let's go to this last and final script. Let's go here to 2 Corinthians, because he's trying to get that advantage. But guess what? The Lord said his hands would not be able to perform his enterprise. You know what I'm saying? Which in fact is this NWO. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. It says here, Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his device. So he's trying to get that advantage. He's slowly bringing in this He's fastly bringing in this reset. We've seen it happening with our own eyes, and out about who is the physical counterpart of Satan. Modern day so-called white man, not white, red. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to put this plan into place, trying to get that advantage, which in fact is total control, to make you a petrol slave, make you a walking cyborg, make you the internet of bodies. You know what I'm saying? Exactly what he's trying to do. So, for we're not ignorant of his device. Who is not ignorant of his device? Starting with the prophets, and the true believers of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. And when you go into that word device, goes into his agenda, his plan, his mindset, you know what I'm saying? His psyche. You know what I'm saying? So, but one thing about it, man, that's where we at right now. So, before we can go back to that video and play that video one more time, because the lady was pretty much on point. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back. She brought out a lot of things, and she did it in a very clean way. That's what that video one more time, and we're gonna close out.
When they get ready to do the reset into the B system, from this system we're in into the B system, anybody that doesn't go along with a narrative are going to be considered enemies. And they're going to get rid of those enemies somehow. Maybe they might lock them up first and then start disappearing them. They're going to be considered enemies to the new world. And because there's going to be many, many people that are going to be for this system. They're going to promise there's not going to be no poverty. They're going to promise that it's going to be free health care. You'll own nothing and be happy, but you'll have everything you need, basically. So anybody that's against this, which is going to include a mark, we know that. It's going to include putting something on your body that's irreversible. And anybody that's against that is going to be considered an enemy. Why wouldn't you want free health care, free food, free this, free that for everyone? And they're going to talk about it like it's something really good. And it might start off good, but it's going to be horrible. It's going to be horrible. The Bible says that it's going to come a time where a whole day's of work is going to give you just one loaf of bread. One loaf of bread is going to be worth one whole day's of work. We already seeing the prices of gas coming up. With this war, they want, it's like a war for our resources, and they want, gas is going to continue to go up. Next is going to be food. They're gonna, it's like, I've seen, and I don't want to screen record it and try it again, because they every time I try to do that, they take it down. But this guy, he's of a certain identity that we can't talk about, we can't say, we can't mention, but he's against those people at the same time. Like, he's not one of them, but he's of that ethnic group. And he was saying that his own people, they know that COVID 2.0 is coming, and that it's going to involve lockdowns, but they're going to disguise it as gas is, unaffordable, so it's better for you. They're going to convince people that it's better that they don't leave their house as much. And then, well, now there can't be flights as much. So they want people confined so they can do this reset. So people be just so in their own little world that they can't, by the time they do this reset, like, there's nothing that can be done. And, there's people that, well, what are we going to do about this? There's no point, because this is God's plan. Like, we're already so far into this labor. The baby's about to come, but there's nothing to be in fear for. It's time to get your house in order. I can't say that enough. Like, get your house in order. Make sure that if there's anyone in your family that hasn't heard the gospel or is not saved, that you just talk to them. And if they don't want to receive it, pray for them. At least it won't be on you. Like, you gave it your all. You tried your all. This is one calling, being a watchman in these times. You don't want to fail this one, because you don't want that blood being in your hands, knowing what's fixing to take place.
Before we get out of here, we got to go to Revelation chapter 13. The Spirit hit me that. So we know that the Lord counsel will stand. So this is all a part of the Lord's will to usher into the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. So these things are going to take place. There's nothing you can do about it, but the only way you're going to be prepared is through Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, this wisdom and knowledge, and this gospel shall what sustain you in times of trouble. So, this is exactly what we constantly been warning you about, left and right, and also the Lord is pouring out his Spirit on all flesh. A lot of people are right now pretty much on point. They prophesy left and right, warning people, because the Lord, he's doing that. He calls these things to happen. But once again, the Lord counsel will stand, and one thing about the Lord is in perfect control. We're seeing things are happening, moving at a fast pace. The Lord said, behold, I come quickly. We constantly warning you, trying to repent and return to your true power while you still have time, while the door of repentance is still open. It's about to close. We constantly warning you. We're here, because when the Lord bring it, there will be no more talking. Let's start here. Let's get this here, because it's going into this reset, and also it's going into this NWO, total control, and also this charagma, this surveillance under the skin. It says here, Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15 say, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and call that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So we are very close to this right here, this reset, coming into a new system. One thing about it, we knowing that beast is the revised Roman Empire, the mystery of iniquity do its already work. We're seeing that right now, and that image is the system. We're seeing right now that that this system is it's the NWO. This new blockchain technology. That will be dealing with things under your skin. We'll put it like that. So right now it's getting ready to speak. At the end shall speak, as here as it says that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So at some point, it's going to be mandatory. Also there are a lot of people that's going to be forced on you. If you do not accept, you're going to one of these guillotines. It's about to get real. Get your head chopped off. That's where we're at right now. We already knowing about the devil shall cast some of you into prison. They already knowing about these ICE mega warehouse, these detention centers. Also, we knowing about these incinerators, so we seeing that the stage is set. Hey, a lot of things are getting ready to happen. Let's read this once again. It's saying he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. It said that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So that's where we at right now. That's why we don't want that blood on our hands. We warning you about that. And once again, that beast is the revised Roman Empire. You know what I'm saying? And that image is the system. You know what I'm saying? The NWO. You know what I'm saying? This new digital society. This 5G blockchain system that they're putting into place right before our eyes, going to be working hand in hand with the with this. CBDC and also that grain of rice. We getting ready to get that in a minute. So this is where we at right now, man. These things are right here before our eye. You know what I'm saying? This beast system. You know what I'm saying? We're here, man. These things are here, man. Hey, let's get verse 16. It's saying he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, to charagma, in his right hand or in his forehead. We already know about the Neuralinks, and also we know about the RFD microchip. You know what I'm saying? Shall go into your right hand or into your forehead, Metapon. You know what I'm saying? So we know that these things are already here. They already have this technology right here before our eyes, man. These things, man, are here, man. Man, we are here, that beast system is right before our eyes, man. We seeing it, man. So it says once again, and then also, this is going to be what? Global. Global says, read it once again. It says, and he causes all, both small, great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, to charagma, in their right hand or in their forehead. So it's going to be a global event. It's going to be a global reset. You know what I'm saying? The hour of temptation, the hour of testing. That's where we at. Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, say he that had the mark, the charagma, the grain of rice, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Talking about this system. So you would not be able to make any type of transaction, buy any food, no water, medication, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Also, you don't participate or be a part of this new system that they're putting into place, then you'll be cut off from society. And also, once again, will be put to death, or they will starve you to death. You know what I'm saying? Or you'll die all sorts of ways. They got these guillotines, they got these incinerators, and many other ways they can take you out. So the devil's getting ready to come down with great wrath. We constantly warn you. So right here, we'll not be able to buy or sell. You know what I'm saying? Without having that, the surveillance under the skin. Verse 18 says, here's wisdom. Let him that has understanding and count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 600, 66. And out about, also just going into those QR codes, these barcodes, and I can't think of that man's name. It's a white man. Name was Joseph Lore the third, if I'm not mistaken. He came with these barcodes. So this is it's a number of a man, which in fact is this system, and also when it's tri-star stigma, goes into that badge of servitude, that's what we're coming to right now. They want to give you that branding, that etching under your skin. So one thing about, do not take it. Trust and believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is a reset is coming. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Rekah Kwadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom. Keep believing, keep pushing. Shalom.